With a dynamite selection each and every time, yeah, proper things. Name is SHAUN, MAKWELE. I'm a creative content designer.
Okay.
Specialize in graphics, web development, motion graphics. I wouldn't say fully active because the industry I'm in, it's you work with what you can.
Yeah.
So right now COVID-19 has kind of put a slow down on almost everything we do. So I'm active to what I need to do, but I'm not fully active. I'm not doing the way I used to. Let me put it that way. Yeah. It's slowed down everything. I think with Hip Hop 411, I don't treat it as I treat most of my clients. Reason being, Hip Hop 411 came to me from day one when it started, and it was more of me understanding the vision, understanding what the brand wants to achieve more than anything. And it became easier at times to do any of the work because once you get a briefing that I want to do, Hip Hop 411 wants to do something like this, immediately I jump into what this is for, what this is for, and that's how my creative process starts. It's the aim more than anything. Sometimes the brief might come and you're like, okay, I see what you say you want, but you say you want this to use it for something else, so I'm gonna do it my way. And fortunately enough, with Hip Hop 411, we never had a clash of, nah dude, this is not the one, all the time. We just understand each other and we have a good working relationship, right?
What's your favorite campaign?
I cannot say I have a favorite because my favorites change with time. The amount of work I've done with Hip Hop 411 is a lot to pick one favorite, and I feel like I have a favorite for every 2 weeks. In a batch that I get that I have to do, I have a favorite for every 2 weeks. Like the recent stuff that we've done, got two favorites, the black one and the yellow one. And next week I'll have new favorites. Because the more work we do with each other, even my skills, the more the skills improve, the more the ideas get better in implementing them and bringing them out. So I cannot pick one favorite. I do have one favorite, but it was a personal thing for Ulwazi, and that was when we started working together. I still have it till today, but that was like 5 years ago. So
you guys have been working together for how long? If you say 5 years, that's like
5 years.
Forever. 5 years.
5 years. When Hip Hop 411 started, okay, it was 6 months before Hip Hop 411 started. That's when we started working together.
Okay. And how's it for you seeing a brand like Hip Hop Foreman that you've seen from the start grow into what it is today?
It's amazing. You know, it's amazing. And I'm one person, I don't like the limelight. I don't like the shine to say, oh yeah, I did that. I can't handle none of that shit. But one thing I've always appreciated is just seeing the growth. Like the growth, the authenticity, and you know, I'm a firm believer of speak what you say you are and do it. And from day one, when Hip Hop Foreman started saying we are the culture, dude, Hip Hop Foreman is the culture, you know, and that's why I actually, every single day, I brag about it, like, yo, I know these guys. I never say I work well, like, yo, I know these guys, bro, they doing ABCD. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Tell us about NATO World Magazine and your brand and what you're pushing.
Well, NATO, we started out as an online magazine, content creation, putting people on articles, videos and all this stuff. But as time went, we pivoted from that to becoming a content production house. You know, the only reason why we did that is, look, we're black kids from a black background, started with nothing and trying to make up something. And at the end of the day, it's, if you don't have the funds to fund all these ideas, you end up not doing anything and standing still. So instead of standing still, we decided, you know what, let's pivot a bit and focus on producing content for people, make that money so we can come back and do all this other content we want to do. But as NATO, the main goal is to share stories, to share content, to share, like, I want to share a story about someone who's sober and why they do it. You know, the key is to push positivity and to kind of instill the fact that, look, every single person in this world is worth something, and every single person in this world can do literally anything they want if they apply themselves. So that's why we work so hard to share those stories. Like, we had stories with so many people to say, as much as you see this person as a person who drives a G6 and what, this person actually started where you are. And yeah, basically that's why we inspire, we aim to inspire others. Yeah.
Do your content, and you also do events, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Events, look, that came from a personal experience. I mean, grew up in Soweto. Before we went out and experienced these other events, there were events around the Kasi, but you got one as the Kasi. It's one thing about me, I hate stagnant stuff. And I started feeling as if every event we go to is kind of like the same thing. We see the same people, we got the same DJs, it's the same thing. So we started events with themed events. Our events always had to have a certain theme, a certain dress code, and we would put a price on an event. Like, say it's $100 to get in. Knowing very well that we don't have artists that will make you pay $100, but we say that because we want you to kind of see what we're trying to do. If you're not willing to, if let's say we're doing okay, I'll speak about one of the events that we used to do often, called the Return of the Mafia. The theme for that was, look, we just want to do an event with people, our peers dressed up, get suited up and, you know, do something. Go there with the intention to have a different experience, you know. And we saw that when people are not suiting up and are still paying $50 at the door and coming and party, we're still defeating the purpose. So we started saying it's free for you if you got your suit on, but it's $100 if you don't. So that we can actually try and do this themed events thing the right way. And that's how we started with events. And well, it grew to other things, other different events. But yeah, since lockdown, the only event we do is sit in front of the computer and work. Number one.
I love that it's not branded.
Number one. No. I'm a working brand, so I can't be branding myself with everything. Always sanitizing, as the government always says. I stay home 90% of the time. Only go out when I have to. I've got my masks on. My health checks are done frequently. I eat right. I exercise. I'm doing things that I never thought I'd ever do. Not because, well, I have time to minds, but this thing is actually freaking me out. And I'm trying to be as safe as possible, you know. Honestly, it's very difficult still because what I do relies on other businesses. I supply businesses with what they need. So if businesses are shut and not operating, there is no need for my services. So what I've been doing lately has kind of shifted a bit from focusing on businesses to focusing to personal people. Like, people have time on their hands, people are now trying to chase their dreams, and now they want to do that. And I've opened that door to say, look, even with my pricing, I deal with businesses this way, but this is personal. We're facing this pandemic. You don't have that much money sitting, so we'll do this. This is my price, but you are allowed to say, dude, are you able to work with me at this amount? You know, so I've started doing that, and it also gave us, fortunately enough, it gave us as NATO time to actually go back to creating our own content. And we try to use some of the skills we have with our own content to advertise and say, look, we can still do this for you for your own personal capacity. You know, be it you want to start doing people's hair, do it the right way, market it with proper stuff. Don't just post a picture of me under a tree and say, yo, I do hair. You know,
yeah.
I kind of want people to be professional and get that money where they can. They're doing something, but it's not enough. Creators are suffering. Actors, musicians, graphic designers, like anyone in the creative space is suffering. Because again, creatives rely on corporates to survive. Understand? So now, look at an industry such as acting. Actresses. If you're not picked up by that big TV channel that is still operating, you are not doing anything. And when the government says they're going to do this internet schooling and they're going to do TV schooling, they're using celebrities that have already been in the limelight, that are already known. These other people who are still creeping up in the industry and still trying to get their jobs, nothing much is done for them. And even the grants that are handed out, these grants have a stipulation on how you get them. You know, you need to be registered, you need to have compliance, you need to, and look at actresses and actors, 90% of them are freelancers. Most of them don't even think it's important for them to brand themselves and register themselves as a corporate. So what then? Do they have to go apply for a social grant, which needs your bank statement that says, well, you do get money somewhere every now and then, so you don't qualify for this? So a lot needs to be done for that. Like, I don't know what, but a whole lot needs to be. Yeah, I've tried, but it was not for business purposes actually. It was just for content creation, you know. Started doing this thing called the LockDown 10, where recently I've realized that having this much time and having uncertainty has created problems with mental health. You know, I myself was going through certain things, then because you're uncertain, am I still able to provide? Am I still able to play my role? So creating that thing, it was based on asking the right questions to certain people to find out like, how are you dealing with this? Like mentally, what are you doing to keep yourself in a state that I'm still going at it, I'm still here. you know, to keep yourself alive daily for your mental health. So I've been touching on certain creatives who are faced with what we are faced, and we collaborated with doing some content for our YouTube channel, the Lockdown 10, asking the right questions and, you know, trying to see or help other people to cope with this thing.
Yeah.
Look, it's a very difficult one, right? Because I did spend some time revising everything we do, trying to find a way that we can do it with during this time, you know. And I'm a firm believer in innovativeness and changing things, but the fact of the matter is, in our business, you supply what is needed. So if there is no need for it, I need to kind of innovate to make you feel as if you need it.
Yeah.
You know. So we tried doing that. It's working, but not. It's still testing phases. It works for some it doesn't. You know. And there was a client who actually said to me, that hit me hard. He said to me, "I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to make money. You're trying to stay alive. But my main concern is my family right now. My main concern is being alive and being able to make sure that I have food and I'm warm. Business will come second." And after hearing that statement, I actually looked at it. I was like, even the government said, lockdown level 5, we only open for essentials. So you kind of have to do a whole lot of thinking, you know, before you get to saying, I've got the answer. You kind of have to do a whole lot of thinking. Look, the same way we always have been, but now we just had to kind of be more consistent and more rapid. So whatever you need to drop on internet, on socials, you kind of have to be more consistent now because people have time now. People are sitting at home on their phones, on their computers, wondering what else to see. And this is the time. If you are in the internet space, or if you want to have a career in future within the internet space, this is your time to start because everybody's got time. And we get tired of seeing the same faces every day on the internet, so we will check out the new stuff that's out there.
Yeah.
I will say yes when it comes to the people that have actually hired these creators in the first place. There are some of them who are still trying to keep them working, who are still trying to make sure they get money at the end of the day, you know. MultiChoice has been doing a good job with that because I've seen that they've created stuff that they never had before. And with that, it's actually keeping the actors going. You know, it's actually keeping the actors going and keeping them at work. And yeah, I'd say MultiChoice is playing a big role. Who else do I think of? Okay, in the music industry, I will not say anyone is playing a big role because it's literally up to the artist. If you're not doing anything or pushing your stable to do something, you are not going to exist. And beyond that, I can't think of anyone else right now. Okay, I'll start with the first part of the question. There's going to be a rush. Everybody's going to rush to do something. People are going to rush to produce new things. People are going to rush to, everyone wants to catch up. Everyone wants to, hey, let me bring back all of this. I know, or I think in the first week, there's probably going to be 100 events lined up. people trying to make sure that this is happening. And what I'd like to see is, I think none of us need to rush into anything when that time comes. You know, if you are thinking about your business, take your time, because everyone is rushing to do something, everyone is rushing to be there, and at the end, as consumers, not all of them will go everywhere. So just plan your things right, take your time, and strike on the right time. Don't just want to be out there because everybody's out there. I said this to a friend of mine the other day. I was like, should this all end? I want to go to a resort. I want to buy 10 bottles and just sit in a resort. And I'm like, how many people do you think want to do the same thing? And how do you think you will even have access to that? Because they'll probably tell you, sorry, we're fully booked. So just take your time and just phase it out. When they open, don't open now. Sit at home, phase yourself out, because this is a new life you're living. Right now it's lockdown, you are being used to sitting at home, doing things for yourself, like taking care of yourself. So whenever it ends, don't stop also. Continue with what you started, and if it's good for you. Keep your brain active. Keep your brain active. I'm not saying read books, watch series, play games. No. In what you do, in what you're passionate about. This is your time to actually learn more, practice more for your skills, try out new things right now. Make yourself a better you for when everything goes back to normal. Just keep your brain active, because if you don't do that, something is going to happen that you don't think is possible to you. I saw it after I spent a week and a half without designing anything, without touching anything. And the first day I went back, I took 3 hours to do a poster, which never happens. So just avoid that, avoid being stagnant. So just keep yourself active. If you do music, keep writing, find new sounds. If you're a presenter, have your own show on your WhatsApp status. Have people, just keep being active in your field, or else it's gonna spell the worst things after this. Just keep active, you know.